Royal Rumble. It's a stage that defines a moment in time.
Hey guys, we're soon going to talk about Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, why these women are the top two women that is projected to win next year's 2026 Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. We'll discuss the possibilities. Tune in more to the Pink Square Circle, and we're going to discuss it. Hey guys, we're soon going to talk about today Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, why they are the top favorites to win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. Let's tune into it. Now, we know recently we had the whole press conference and Saudi Arabia and everything else regarding the 2026 Royal Rumble. Both Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair were present at that press conference. Bianca even spoke for a little bit, and I think Liv didn't speak at all. But online, on X, they're saying that they predicted Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan as the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble favorites. So we've been hearing Liv Morgan mostly, but now Bianca Belair's name has been added to the mix. So that's the whole thing about that. But we'll first go over the possibilities. We'll talk about Liv Morgan, then we'll talk about Bianca Belair. Now, Liv Morgan, we know she has been on a roll in the past year. 2024, she did a thing. She became women's world champion on Monday Night Raw, doing her thing with the stable Judgment Day, her and Dom having a great storyline, doing everything that's been good. But thing about Liv Morgan, she is going to be projected to come back very, very soon. Now, we know Liv Morgan is out with a shoulder injury that she got back in July with wrestling Kairi Sane on Monday Night Raw. They said her recovery is working way better than expected. She was supposed to come back, I believe, till February, March of 2026, but now it seems like she may come back in January, just in time for the Royal Rumble. And with that being said, Liv Morgan, I think, is very, very well deserving of winning the Royal Rumble. She has done her thing. She's put in the work. In the last couple of years, we have seen Liv Morgan become a runner-up to a Royal Rumble. She was being runner-up for not 2025, but 2024 and 2023. She's been, I believe, don't quote, I believe she's been, if not a runner-up, the last four. I know this year was Roxanne Perez, runner-up to Charlotte Flair, but she's been the last four, if not the runner-up, at least the last four for the past couple of years, and I believe this year as well. So it may be her time to win the Royal Rumble. She's never won a Royal Rumble. I know the only thing Liv Morgan has done is win the Women's Money in the Bank back in 2022 before winning that championship, cashing in on then-champion Ronda Rousey. But I would say Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble would be great, perfect storytelling. You know, she come back as a babyface. And we know more likely she's going to feud with Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez because they're teaming up together now. Raquel was Liv's tag team partner. And it could be some betrayal of how Raquel went on and moved on without Liv with the women's tag team title with Roxanne Perez before losing it. So there could be a story there. We know how that works out. Liv Morgan wants to get back in a tag team, or maybe they'll just kick her out the Judgment Day. It could be a number of things. So we could see that happening with Liv Morgan. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that with her. So we got to keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the EST Bianca Belair. Now Bianca Belair, unlike Liv Morgan, she has won a Royal Rumble before back in 2021 before she would go on to face then champion Sasha Banks in the main event for WrestleMania 37 to win the then SmackDown Women's Championship. Now Bianca Belair, she's out with injury as well. We know she's out with her finger. I know it was supposed to not be a big injury, but it got worse than expected. I think it got to her knuckle and everything else, but they're saying that she's expected to come back in 2026. She is making progress now. It's not no Bianca has to retire or anything. She will be coming back. They say if not the end of this year, will be next year, early next year, just in time for the Royal Rumble. Now, Bianca Belair, despite winning the Royal Rumble once, she could win it again. And the reason I say Bianca Belair could win the Royal Rumble, we have to keep in mind, Bianca Belair, you know, she was tag team partners with both Naomi and Jade Cargill. Now, we know Jade Cargill and Naomi both faced off against each other at WrestleMania 41, the same event where Bianca actually got her injury to her finger. But that whole storyline has not been done with Bianca. Now, Bianca's never faced Naomi. She hasn't faced Jade. We do know right now that Jade is challenging Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship at Saturday night's main event. Jade Cargill just recently turned heel, attacked Tiffany, took out her knee, and she's more likely projected, and I believe, that Jade's going to win the WWE Women's Championship. Bianca Belair could return to Royal Rumble, and she could go on to challenge Jade Cargill and get the dream match we all wanted. Like many people are saying, WrestleMania 42, it could very well be Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. Bianca will be the babyface, of course, and Jade Cargill will be the heel. That could be a good storytelling, too, because just like Liv Morgan got unfinished business with Judgment Day with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, same could be said with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They also could have unfinished business. So both of these women, they got a lot of redemption, a lot of stories that needs to be finished. So they have to come back from their injuries and come back and win the Royal Rumble. So it could go either way. So I know both of these women did interviews with Chris Van Fleet over the past year, Bianca Belair being the most recent, and Liv Morgan, I think 5-6 months ago, talking about their injuries. Bianca Belair talking about her main event WrestleMania and winning everything. But both of these women do have a good chance to win the Royal Rumble. It's going to be very picky. I know some people going to really want Liv to win. Some people going to only really want Bianca to win. So it's kind of divided right now who's going to win the Royal Rumble between Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan, because it could go, like I said, they have good reason, good storyline to win the Royal Rumble. Now, I would say only one can win, right? Let's say if one does win the Royal Rumble, the other could win Elimination Chamber, to still get a main event WrestleMania spot or championship opportunity at WrestleMania. That could very well be the case. Now, I know Bianca Belair just won the Elimination Chamber. Who knows if she could win for a third time at the Elimination Chamber. But let's see what these women had to say with the interviews with Chris Van Fleet here with Liv Morgan first.
For you.
I feel like as far as my work, I feel like maybe 2022, my journey to Money in the Bank, I feel like I really started to feel like it was clicking. And then I think even after that, even more. But I feel like my time off really gave me like a sense of self that I feel like I was missing just for doing this for so long. Like since I was 20 years old, this is all I've really like immersed myself in, and it's all I've done full time for the last decade. And so to have that time off and to just be myself fully all the time, I just like learned a lot about myself, and I really did like kind of develop a really strong sense of self that I didn't know I was missing beforehand because I just didn't know. And so I feel like coming back with that then I was like, oh, it really, 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 really clicked. But it's funny because it was something that I didn't know I was missing. I didn't know that I didn't feel myself until
some
all I had.
Amazing matches there. What did that one at WrestleMania 37 mean to you, winning the Women's Championship for the first time?
Man, that was a crazy WrestleMania. For one, it was like my rookie year. My rookie year, and not only am I at WrestleMania, I'm main eventing WrestleMania. It was a lot of pressure, but Sasha took such good care of me. I felt so comfortable in the match with her, but that was a special one. You're main eventing. Also, too, we didn't know we were main eventing until the day before. We kind of found out the same time as everybody else when it was announced online, and then that day came and it was rain. It was like a storm. A storm happened and they had to postpone.
That's right. There was a rain delay.
Yeah, and we didn't even know if we were going to be able to have WrestleMania that day. And then I remember before we went out, they were saying, well, if it lightens, you guys have to just stop, and then we'll
in the middle of the match.
In the middle of the match, and then we'll bring you back. and then we'll come back and you'll finish the match. And we looked at each other and we're like, no, I don't know what to tell y'all, but we not stopping. There's no way. There's no way you can stop that magic and restart it. So thankfully it didn't lighten, but it was raining. And it was the one match where I pressed Sasha and walked up the stairs, and I was so nervous about that because I was scared I was going to slip and fall. But that match was magic, and people don't even know that we had never touched before that match. We had never had a match together. We had never wrestled each other, and literally watching that match was like bread and butter. Like,
All right. That was both Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair doing the interviews with Chris Van Fleet. Liv Morgan, she said she was injured the last time. She really was able to find herself, get into a character. Who knows? She may be doing that right now as we speak, as she prepares for her return to WWE. And Bianca Belair, she knows what it feels like to be on the stage of WrestleMania after winning Royal Rumble, going for a championship opportunity, with her doing it, like she said, in her rookie year in WWE. We got to see what's going to happen next. Now, the whole thing, the question come down to, which many people want to know my opinion, who I believe should win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. If you had to ask me, my unbiased opinion, I would go with Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan Judgment Day has a lot of story to tell, and it would be a great story to tell for a big run for Liv Morgan as she becomes a babyface. Bianca Belair, she could win Elimination Chamber again, still get an opportunity against Jade Cargill. They can still wrestle at WrestleMania. Or if there's so happens if Bianca Belair wins the second Royal Rumble, maybe Liv Morgan could win the Elimination Chamber to go on face for the Women's World Championship, because we know that Liv Morgan's on Raw and Bianca's on SmackDown. So since Bianca fought for a Raw title this year, she's definitely going to be fighting for the Women's WWE Women's Championship. And Liv Morgan, we know she going to win the Women's World Championship as she held it this year. But only time will tell. You guys let me know. That's all I have for Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair. They're the top favorites to win the 2026 Women's World Rumble. And who do you guys pick, Liv Morgan or Bianca Belair? Check out the content here, guys. And of course, I will see you guys later.